Oh, Watachi back at you, people. I'm going to do an update on the coronavirus thing. I had some information come in to me last night that I want to add to it, and that's what this video is going to be about, or the beginning of this video, anyway. But I was talking to some people that work in a pulmonary doctor's office. They have several doctors that work in that doctor office that see people on a daily basis. But these doctors also not only see patients that come into their office, but they also work at the emergency center, the hospitals around the area. Um, so they handle not only just patients on a daily basis, they also handle trauma situations of people coming in the emergency rooms. So they have pretty much frontline information on this coronavirus. Um, these people that work in this office, uh, they have gotten to the point that they're hearing so much about this coronavirus on the news and everything, and they're trying to make such a big scare about it that these people finally got the doctors together in that office and sat down and had a meeting with them and basically come out and asked them, they noticed that the coronavirus is being coded on the insurance paperwork in order to get paid, and so they're wanting to know, what's going on with this coronavirus. Nobody's telling them to wear a mask or to protect themselves in any way. They're at the office, and as far as they can tell, there's all these people coming in that are being diagnosed to having the coronavirus. So, these people are asking the doctors, what's going on. So they ended up pulling the people that work in the coding department and stuff, and they pulled the top girl in there that does that stuff, and they asked her, how long have you been coding the coronavirus when you're doing this billing? And the lady said she's been doing it ever since she's been there. And the doctor asked her, how long have you been here? And she goes, over 2 years. And he said, exactly. He goes, I want you people to understand that the coronavirus is nothing but the flu, the common cold, the pneumonia, whatever, these viruses that deal with the lungs like that, that's basically, they can label that as a coronavirus because it's basically nothing more than those things. And that's what this doctor set these people down and said, look, are you sickly? Or he goes, I look around here and I don't see anybody that looks sickly or anything. He goes, as far as I know, none of you are having major lung problems or anything. So he goes, of course, it's no different than any other time. These are colds, these are flus, these are pneumonia. And people do die from those things, but it's usually people that have problems already have health problems. If you're a healthy person, you ain't got to worry about this thing. It's no more than there is no more of a threat than there ever was before all this bullshit started. So he basically had calmed them all down. They've been billing coronavirus for at least 2 years in that office. So that proves this ain't nothing new, people. It proves it's not a new thing. The only thing you can say about this is that they're going to push this vaccine. Because I'm telling you, people, these vaccines ain't good for nobody. They're not good for your kids. They're not good for you. And why would you need a vaccine for a patented coronavirus, which when they patented it, they had to have the antidote for it to patent it. I don't know how many times I got to say this, people. That's the only way you're getting it patented, is you have to have the antidote for it. They had the antidote. Why would they need a vaccine It makes no sense, people. All they're trying to do is brainwashing you into lining up to pump yourself full of more mercury, aluminum, who knows what other metals. They're going to pump you up with this damn coronavirus too, because I guarantee you that's in the vaccine. The flu is in the flu vaccine. That's how they do these vaccines, people. And I tell you, if you do a little bit of research and go back to the early 1900s, I think it was like 1912, first time you ever heard of the Spanish flu, or if you want to call it that, the swine flu. Well, when you start doing the research on this flu, people, the swine flu, there was a group of soldiers. Now, this was back in the beginning of the World War I. There was a group of soldiers somewhere in the United States that was sprayed with this swine flu. Well, these guys were all being drafted in and volunteering in to go into this World War I. Well, they sprayed these guys, and then they sent them overseas and spread them out and mixed them in with all these other guys that were coming over there. And the places that they were going, the people there these guys were all contagious, and they just spread like wildfire. I don't know. I think they said millions of people died from it back then. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. But if not millions, it was hundreds of thousands of people that died from it. And the only way I can see it even started was they sprayed these soldiers in our country. They sprayed these soldiers with this stuff. They were very, contagious. And then they spread them out and sent them out all across the world to spread it out. And that's exactly how it happened, people. Swine flu is another probably patented chemical weapon. And these things are true, people. And I know you guys don't want to believe your own country wants you dead. I know you don't want to believe that. But as far as I know, people, we're the only country in the world that the elitists carved it in stone in 7 different languages. And these big stones, massive stones that they've carved this into, was put up back in, I think, the 30s, 40s, or 50s, sometime back there. It's called the Georgia Guidestones. And it's carved in stone that they want the population of the earth to be 500 million or less. 500 million or less, people. That means they have to kill, according to their count, they say there's close to 7 billion people on this earth. That means they have to kill 6.5 billion people to drop it down to 500 million people populating the earth. Do you not understand that? They carved it into stone, just like the ancient people used to do, because they carved stuff into stone because they wanted people to find it later. Well, they've done the same thing. These people have told you what they are going to do. They carved it in stone, and it still stands inside your borders of your country today. Nobody's ever tore it down. I don't even know that anybody's ever even messed with it whatsoever. But if I had any control of it, I'd bust them damn things down into small gravel and pave a road with it somewhere. But you people just sit there and think all the time, our government wouldn't do. Donald Trump's going to save our lives. He's going to save us all. He's going to save the country. And he ain't nothing but another man. Can you save this country? No. Donald Trump can't save this country. It's going to take us all getting together to save this country. And they're not going to allow that. They're not going to allow that. Obama kicked the racism in this country back 70 years when Obama came into office. He moved us backwards. He didn't move us forward. He moved us backwards. That was just to divide us more, people. That's all it was. It was to divide us more. Then they bring up all these homosexuals and transgender, and they try to convince the masses that there's 15 sexes. Oh my God, the lies they came up with. And what we do, we let them do it. Now we got our kids so confused they don't even know what bathroom to walk into. It's sick. It's sick. But it was nothing more to again, divide us. Then the woman's, that whole thing that came out about Me Too or whatever, all this woman stuff, again, it was not to do nothing but to divide us, to keep us fighting amongst ourselves so we don't pay attention to what they're doing to us. People, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. The time is running out. Agenda 21, people think it was pushed back to 2030. It was not, people. Agenda 21 is in full force. And this year is going to be another year that nobody will soon forget. And I don't know what's coming, but I bet it's probably going to be bigger than the towers coming down. But they got to do something. The money's done, ain't worth nothing. The dollar ain't worth nothing. They can't fix that. It's a Ponzi scheme. Trump cannot fix that. He cannot take down the Federal Reserve without destroying everything you're worth. He's not going to do it. He's not going to kick the United Nations out of our country, and I'm pretty sure they think they're in control of us. Obama gave them that. People, this coronavirus, if they get away with it, you're going to be under, it's not going to be martial law. It's worse than that when you are being quarantined. And if they get away with this, but you're right, the few you think you have right now, they will laugh at. They will laugh at. And you can mark my words on that. But you guys need to understand that this coronavirus is nothing new. It's been around. Even Lysol listed on their cans as that Lysol kills the coronavirus. It's been around. It's nothing new. It didn't happen by accident. It's a man-made chemical, a man-made virus that was released. If anything, it was released. It did not happen naturally. It was released. And just like you people think, oh, there's stuff leaked out, videos leaked out of people laying dead in the streets from this coronavirus in China. People, nothing leaks out of China. Them people got such a boot down on them people over there. They don't even say nothing bad about the government anywhere because they don't know if they're being listened to and going to be caught. And if you're talking about the government over there, might end up dead. So there ain't nobody leaking anything out of China that China don't want to come out of there. So that's my rant for today. That's part 2 of the coronavirus. You guys have a good day out there. And if you got any other information that I can put out, let me know about it. I'll put it out here. I'm not scared. May God bless us all, people, because we're going to need it. Have a good day out there.